What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the Nerd Archive podcast. And if you enjoyed the tech episode that we just did, well, get ready. We're about to tech some more talk.
We just started. What is happening?
Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't know. Tech talk.
You did it.
It is what it is. It's the multiple coffees that I had today. Going to today's show this morning with Tom and Dan. I drank a Monster on the way to Remy's house, and then I drank another one about 45 minutes later. So and then I didn't talk that much. So there was a lot of energy built up until now, and it all came out when I tried to say that sentence.
Didn't you just drink coffee too?
Don't worry about it.
That's a yes.
He's drinking more coffee right now. I mean, that
ain't no sleeping tonight.
Not even Coke. That's a whole bottle of coffee.
It is
crazy.
It is. Well, caffeine is it's an addiction.
Yeah.
And I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
Can you show me your hands? I bet they're. I'm gonna go. See, look at that pinky.
They're always like that. I tremble. All right, so tech. Listen. We in the last episode we talked about everything that we have that helps us with productivity, but we didn't touch into pretty much our setups. And our setups, we live for this. Like, I know for a fact that I watch videos all the time.
Too many.
I had a brain lag for no reason. I watch a lot of videos on new things that are coming out, or things that I want to buy, that I want to see reviews of. And a lot of people don't go to YouTube, which they should, for reviews before they buy anything. And the good thing is, you not only have to watch one person that is doing a review, the YouTube will recommend other reviews about that product if you just keep watching. And then you're going to a rabbit hole, and then all of a sudden you're watching how to draw a cartoon. But it is what it is.
It seems like you like this, so let me show you more of this.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And then you'll get the random video of somebody drawing like Goku in 6 different art styles.
Yeah. Which I have sat down and watched it, and all of a sudden I'm watching full episodes of Dragon Ball. Like I'm not even on YouTube anymore. I'm on Hulu for some reason.
What's a fun video to watch on YouTube is those 3D printer videos.
Yes,
those are insane to watch.
My dude, there is a page on TikTok that they go live, and all they're showing is literally the 3D printer going off for however long it took.
10
and
hours.
They can be live for 3 hours. Yeah, 10 hours. And sometimes I'm just sitting in the bathroom just looking at this like, I need one of these. Like, do I need it? No, like but this? But here's the thing.
It's not a need.
Would I sit there and watch it for hours if it's doing it here?
No.
Like, no. But here I am watching it on TikTok live for about 25 minutes, and then I realized when I try to get up, my legs don't work.
What happened to my legs? What happened to them? Oh no, they're broken.
That's how you know you're getting old.
Crack.
Well, no, your legs go completely numb when you're sitting in that position for anything more than 15 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
then your knees cut in your circulation.
Sometimes, like when you get out of bed the wrong way, you start hearing those nasty cracks. You're like, okay, what broke? Did I just break?
Was that me?
Was that me? Oh, I'm so sorry, little one.
That's funny.
So Tech, let's talk about, Lewis and I, we went to, like Lewis just said earlier in the program, we went to a corporate time with Tom and Dan's studio today for they invited the Roundtable over to do an episode with them, which they were kind enough to give us the audio. So I'll be turning that into a bonus episode on the roundtable later on. But I do want to talk about I do want to talk about their setup at their studio, because how many Logitech cameras did you see over there today?
I see at least 5.
Yeah, there's 5 cameras. They have the motherboard of all mixers. That's like the Yamaha, the ProSonus, the motherboard of all mixers. And I told Jen, my wife, and I'm like, honey, you see that mixer over there? You see that mixer? That's the one I want. I want that bad boy right there, because you can do all of your recording just a push of a button, and it jumps directly from that mixer to your laptop, and it just records right there on the spot. And it's so freaking cool.
Right.
So they have Twitch going. They have their the little board to change the camera views on Twitch. They have their
the Stream Deck.
Yeah, the Stream Deck. They had their Macintosh. They had their mixers. They had their Shure mics. All the mics are in those studios. Are these mics right here? Are these Shure these kinds right here? So
are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure.
He is sure.
But I mean,
so
you can't get more sure.
One thing that I did notice is because you have the M7BX, which is the XLR only, which is where the X stands for in the name. But they did have the $399
SMB7.
Yeah, and they had 3 of those, and each of them had their logo on the mics, and I thought that was the coolest thing, even though it was probably just a sticker that they put on.
It's a lid. You can actually put a lid in the back of it.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. So it was. I thought that was the coolest thing, and when we were there, because we've been talking about as an inspiration, we've been talking about when we get a studio and ideas and things like that, and that was so simple that it's not that it doesn't look that expensive. Obviously, they have multiple cameras, they have all this stuff that they have, but it's doable. And someone, maybe not right now, because obviously we're all remote pretty much. That's a goal. It's not an end goal, it's a goal, because you guys listening, you guys are going to be the ones making this happen, and we appreciate everything you guys do and supporting us.
No doubt, man.
So I can't wait for you to see our growth when it comes to this podcast and other projects that we're going to be doing in the future too. So and all this cannot happen without tech, because we have to stay up to date. We have to stay up to date to make sure that you guys, as listeners or viewers, get the best content possible.
Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, we do this we do this for 2 main reasons. We do it because we enjoy the hell out of it. Like, this is a lot of fun. No matter what kind of content it is, whether we're streaming, podcasting, or what have you, it's a lot of fun. But we also do it for the viewers, the listeners, to give you the entertainment that you want. And like you were saying, Lewis, we want to stay as up to date as we can, because we want to be able to give you the best product that we can. And,
correct.
There you go. And like I said, the fun factor. We have so much fun doing it.
Oh yeah, and I can't imagine having the 4 of us in one room. Or 5 of us. Sorry, Remy. All of us in one room, because it's going to be a clusterfuck. Really, it's going to be so much fun. We're going to be making fun of each other so much.
I was going to say there's going to be so much roasting going around.
Oh yeah.
From who?
Everybody.
I wouldn't necessarily. Well, I mean, yeah, a potential clusterfuck, yes, but the dynamic here is just. The dynamic is incredible, and we're just doing it remote at this point,
Yeah,
and just having like you were saying that obviously the four main crew, but the occasional guest, obviously Remy can pretty much come on whenever he wants, and then I'm looking forward to seeing like who else we can get on as well. you know, because this is I'm enjoying where this is going and the opportunities that this creates. So
absolutely,
you know,
man.
The future is looking pretty good, I think.
And I might know some
agree.
people who could come on as a guest and hang out with the Nerd Archive crew.
We're excited, and I can't wait until we can have comedians and personalities that are in the business, and not just in the podcast business, but in the things that we talk about, like video game designers and podcasters that teach about podcasting and tech and
filming.
Yeah. So with that being said, I want to talk about our computers, our PCs, and I know that I know that Lola, you have your.
All right. So
for a second, I thought that was my cat. For a second, I'm like,
yeah. You got one feed.
Wait.
You got one feed with a screaming cat and one guy pretending to off himself.
Listen. Forget about the cat.
He wants to make himself known, though. He's being so loud.
Like Dad.
Yeah.
I know. The problem is the bedroom door is closed, so he wants to get in there.
Do you need a second to open the door?
Yeah.
Okay.
Nope.
I can't do. They don't open doors.
No. Fuck it. So
PC setup.
Like I was saying, yeah, Lola, I know that you actually ordered half the parts or some of the parts, which is awesome.
Very excited about it.
I know, we're excited. You got yourself a Logitech camera.
That doesn't want to work with my laptop, but we won't talk about that because
it's fine. It's fine. You didn't buy it for your laptop.
You're right.
And here's the thing. We talked about in the last episode about tech that the most important part is the sound. Yep. However, I was talking to her about this, and instead of her upgrading her mic, which I asked her, why didn't you upgrade the mic first? It's because when she builds her PC, she won't have the webcam that she has on her laptop. So she is going from having 0 on her PC to having 1, which is always a good thing. But then obviously after that, she won't have to shut up.
She won't have to shut up. Okay.
Yeah, dude. Well, she won't have to shut up because she can get a better mic.
Yeah.
So I'm glad that you're making the moves, even though we've been. I don't know why. Listen, okay, let's pause real quick. I have 4 of you on the screen, and I don't know. I keep doing it. I keep looking at myself. I look at all of you, but I'm watching myself to make sure that it doesn't look. It's because of the focus.
Right.
I took the autofocus off.
Focus.
I took the autofocus off because to make sure that it doesn't happen. Yeah, which is funny. We were talking about how the camera fits in the family because we can't focus. And the next day, I ran into a reel that the sound was someone saying "focus," and then the other person says, "I'm folk." And as soon as they say "folk," oh, a cat. So I made a reel. I made a reel, and it had to do with the whole editing thing. So it's if you want to see it, go on Instagram, and this plug right here. Make sure you go on Instagram on the TR Factory TV Instagram. So it's on there. But with that being said, going back, you see, I can't fucking focus.
Do you need some of my medication?
So
I didn't take it either.
Actually, we'll talk about this.
I didn't take it either, so we're both off the fucking rails.
Off the meds. Oh shit.
Yeah. The Lugo family off the meds.
This is an awesome show already.
Let's go. Off the meds.
Oh man. Man, no, but you're almost there.
Yeah.
Your PC that you ordered your case, right?
It's set to arrive on July 27th. which is sometime next week.
And what brand did you get your case?
Height, I think it's the way it's pronounced. It's a Height Y60, if I'm not mistaken. Looks like a fish tank.
Oh, yeah.
Mixed in with a little Death Star.
Does he have a mesh front?
Yes.
Back.
Mesh back, not front.
Mesh back.
It's a mesh
I was gonna
back.
say it's a full tempered glass
Yeah,
front.
it's
Well, you won't
Yeah,
heat up too much.
I'm jealous.
Hey, it took me like 5 years
Yeah,
to
I
get to
know.
this point.
5 years.
This is something I wanted for a very long
it took
time.
her.
Yeah.
Listen, Remy. Here's an inside tip, and I'm not saying that I'm going to put my tip inside. It's what I'm saying is, what I'm saying is that is the fucking caffeine, dude. No, what I'm saying is it took me to be able to hang out with Yadi and Justin at the same time to get motivated to get the PC, because I always looked at, I have a console. I don't need to. It is what it is. I'm doing everything with my laptop. It doesn't matter. I started seeing what they were doing and how much they were progressing, and I got jealous and I said I need it. So Lola, it's on the same boat.
Let's not say jealous. Say it as motivated.
That's what I was
going to say. There's a new toy in the block.
Yeah,
and you needed it.
I'm jealously motivated.
I was going to say, those are the kind of friends you want. The one that you see that they're doing good and you want to do good with them.
Exactly.
Very true.
And then we motivate each other too.
It only took me 25 plus years to understand that.
Yeah. I mean, same.
But yeah. So, but what I'm saying is, now she started hanging out with us doing this podcast, and she got motivated to get her PC, and her motivation was monetary. So she did the right moves. She knew what she needed to cut out to be able to get this. And now you're hanging out with us. So that means that you are going to get motivated. And I know that I know you have a couple interviews.
I do. Yeah.
Coming up.
I mean, to be honest with you guys, I just left my previous employer because of lots of dramas happening at work, and they're cutting back on hours. They're start cutting more employees at this location. I'm just getting sick and tired of it. So I'm happy where I'm at right now. And I mean, I got a couple backups. So I got DoorDash and Instacart, which I can still make bread off of those, those side hustles. But
you can tell you live in Orlando. You said bread.
Yeah. That bread, that dough, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. Like, I do want to get a new laptop. Yes. Hopefully, maybe another Mac, but like a newer version. So it has like GarageBand on it. Okay, fine, Justin, fine. I will not get another Macintosh, all right? I will not get one. Fine.
Hey.
But with the money that you're gonna get a Mac, you can get yourself a PC.
But at the end of the day, hang on. I know I give people that use Apple a lot of shit, but it's honestly, it's not serious and it's not personal. At the end of the day, you can use whatever you want. Yeah. See? Yeah. Well, and right. And the funny thing is, I was talking to you guys. Exactly. Like I gave my former boss, at first it was playfully giving him shit. Now I hate his guts. I won't go into that, but it is what it is.
I freaking hate you.
Yeah, about Apple products and the iPhone. It's like, what the fuck are you using an iPhone for? That thing's a piece of shit and whatever. Like, oh, you wouldn't have that problem if you had an Android.
That's right.
Shit like that. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's your preference. You use what you want to use. It's like the same thing when, they go with like Intel, Intel versus AMD or NVIDIA versus AMD. It's like, at the end of the day, it's personal preference.
And here's the thing.
So,
right. And with iPhone, you won't get ads on your phone.
Well, no, I can root my device and just get rid of all that shit anyway. So it really doesn't matter all that much.
Here's the thing, though.
I don't have to do anything with my device. It just doesn't.
Yeah, but if you want to sideload other apps that you can't get on the Apple Store and that stuff, you'd still have to jailbreak it and things like that. So it's like it's weird that you have to do this like this backdoor shit in order to like get what you want in an otherwise closed environment. Especially with Apple and that. It makes no sense, and that's why I gravitated towards Android, because it was more open in that respect.
True.
Yeah, that's what I have a PC for.
That too. That too.
All right, Remy, what were you going to say?
If I go to the PC route, I don't know what software programs I'm going to use to edit the episodes and everything else. Like I can use the ones I have right now and maybe just transfer those over to the PC, but like a similar version of it, and then use that software program to edit the with the sound waves and the video, the audio, everything that's mixed in together. Because there are some pretty cool software programs already out there that you can buy like for between $40 to $100 on either on Apple or on PC, and it works just like your Adobe and other software programs you can use to edit.
There's one on, because I'm getting ready to start learning this, because right now I'm using the Cyberlink Power Director. It was the first one. It was the first major one that I learned, and it's easy for me to use, and it's fairly straightforward. But I'm actually getting ready to start learning how to use Davinci Resolve, and that's an incredibly popular one that a lot of people like put above even Adobe Premiere Pro. But the free version has a lot of functionality that you can utilize for video editing and audio and all that stuff, plus visual effects and things like that. So it's a pretty intuitive program, and it's going to take a bit to learn for me, but it's crazy what you can do with it, and that's just the free version.
Well, it's like with me, I use Filmora to edit my videos and edit this podcast. But when I first started using it, I didn't know how to use it. Because before the PC, I was editing on an iPad Pro, which I was using Video Leap, and it's the same app that I was using on my iPhone when I was doing all my streaming editing. So, and it was a software that I knew. I decided to switch it over, and because I couldn't use Video Leap because it's not a software for PC, it's an app for iPads or tablets or whatever. So it took a second, but it's always just like Video Leap. I didn't know how to use Video Leap when I first started using it. So I think that once I learn how to do it, and if you want to learn something, it's up to you if you want to learn it. You can't stop yourself because you don't know how to do it. And you just got to remember, there's a lot of things that you do now that you didn't know how to do.
That's very true.
Like wiping your own ass.
Exactly.
Flushing the toilet.
Why are you like this?
How to be standing up.
Yeah. I mean, I still don't do that. It's easier. Because you never know. You never know. If you're standing up, you fart, there's a problem. Something might come out. You don't know that. So if you do it all sitting down, but if you do it sitting down, but here's the thing. If you sit down to pee, you can watch videos. If you're standing up, you can't.
You're going to drop your phone in the toilet and pee on it.
I was more concerned about missing and peeing all over the place, but that's also
watch
a
me.
possibility. I'm not going to watch you pee. Like, Remy, we're not to that level.
Watch me when I'm drunk.
We haven't gotten that.
No, not yet. And we're not going to stream that shit. I promise you.
What if the green screen and we
But-
cover everything up all in green? You guys only see my head. All right, that could work.
Your
Yes, it
pee's
will.
not going to be green.
I have to.
Green beer.
What the hell are you drinking?
Liquid death.
Yeah. Maybe the Hulk. Listen, so skipping over Remy's P issue.
You started this.
You started, dude.
Justin, I did. Justin, what do you have in that monster that we see behind you?
All right. So how detailed do you want me to get into it? Like, do you want just like a few bits and pieces, or do you want the whole thing?
I don't know. We're not gonna do breaks. Just keep going. No breaks today.
All right, screw it. Who cares? All right, so my monster back here is running a Core i9-11900K. It's an 8-core processor. I got that water cooled with the Corsair iQ H150i. Let's see, the motherboard, that is a Republic of Gamers Maximus 13 Hero. And then I've got about 32 gigs of RAM. So it's Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro. And then I've got the Asus Strix RTX 3080 Ti. That's also liquid cooled. I don't overclock anything. I just do the liquid cooling just to keep the temperatures in line. Let's see. For the power supply, I've got the EVGA. The EVGA GP Series Supernova 1000 watt power supply. That's fully modular, so I can pretty much just add or subtract cables as I need them. So I'm only using what I need, and there's not a lot of extra shit that I got to try and stuff into areas that for this case is a little bit can be a little bit difficult, especially when you got all the shit in it that I do. Speaking of the case, I have the Lianli 011 Dynamic XL. A gigantic beast of a case. It's crazy. For hard drive space, well, not necessarily hard drives. The
Storage
boot drive
in general.
is a 1 terabyte Samsung 970 Evo Plus NVMe drive, and then I have a pair of 2 terabyte 970 Evo Plus NVMe drives in RAID 0, and that's where I store my games on. I've got about 9 Corsair QL series fans to move the air through and all that good stuff. And then let's see, connecting to all that, I've got the Corsair Commander Pro, and then the Lighting Node Core as well, which came with I think came with one of the fan sets that I bought. And then I'm running Windows 10 Pro on that. And I think that's about it.
That is a monster of a piece of tech.
Yeah. When I was doing a set, I was doing one of the cards on Twitch for my setup and all that stuff, so people could see, what I had in that. I also decided, what the hell, I'm gonna do a bit of a cost breakdown, and it's don't be like me, folks, because mine is ridiculously overkill for what you would need, especially since I'm I'm barely a part-time content creator. But it does the job. We'll leave it at that. So I was telling you guys that I did an updated cost breakdown of that, and you were telling me yours was about 4 something, right? And that's the full setup with everything that you have in your.
Yeah, that's including because I included the consoles because they're part of the streaming. So I included the Xbox Series X and the Nintendo Switch. So that is including desk and monitors, and I have the microphone, the PC, so the camera, everything, and it's about $4,300, and that's not including my wife's setup.
And that's about based on because based on how I configured that one before I donated it to you to use for her, that was about 2,600 shipped, and that was including the 3080 that I wound up giving you. And then hers right now is a 3060, right. So I'd say probably around $2,300.
Well, I included in the cost breakdown what I owe you for the 3080.
I gotcha. So, but yeah, no, it's so for the cost breakdown, my tower is $5,100. That's just the tower and everything in it. And then my full setup cost totals out to $12,634.24.
Ouch.
Yeah.
But hey, you're happy.
To the
you're happy and you love it.
I love it, but I went overboard, and that's the thing, though.
It's your baby.
Yes.
I was gonna say also, if you want to start doing what you were doing before with the streaming and all the content creating, you have the option of doing it.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
I have more than enough, and that's the thing, though. That's the reason why I went with, because if I was just streaming with like the consoles and stuff like that, and I wasn't doing a lot of the stuff that I was doing, I didn't have to go as heavy on the processor and all that stuff, because I'm doing because I'm gaming and streaming from the same PC, so I wanted that heavy hitting processor that could take that kind of heat, as well as having the power for doing like content creation, video editing and stuff like that. So I can do like, if I really wanted to push it, I could and start doing like 4K video editing. And so, we can, so we have that capability at this point through the setup that I have. So if we want to put out 4K content, we can. Right now, I'm just kind of keeping it toned down a bit and just going with just standard like HD content. So, and it does the job. Like, it more than does the job.
Right.
But yeah, no, I'm the example of like stupid, expensive overkill, more than you would ever need for the average content creator. It's pretty crazy.
Right. But at the same time, like Lola said, you want to start doing all that stuff, and when you do, you don't have to prepare yourself for it, because you already do.
So basically, it's basically future proofing. So I've got what I need to go for a while, because the last PC that I had, which was that big, I mean, you guys have probably seen it, that big cube diamond shaped Omen X PC, that behemoth freaking 60-pound thing. I actually had one of those. I had it for about 5 years before it started showing its age. And what was funny was it was labeled as VR ready, but by the time I got into VR, I think the system requirements for that were a little bit higher. So even just installing the software for a VR headset would cause everything to just ramp up utilization. Fans would start going and all that stuff, and just like, really, if the software installation is doing that to my PC, like what's it gonna do when I'm running it? It was insane. And so I'm like, I think it's a bit too early for me to be getting into this. So I just got rid of all of that, took back the VR headset, and I'm just like, let's stick with what I got. And then slowly transition to this monster here.
Hey man, that's a beast. And I wanna get into what Yachty has in his PC, because I know we can't see it, and I'm always pointing out your monster of PC, but I know that he's got
the little brother,
a very very
the little brother,
the little monster. Yeah, but let's get into mine real quick, because I know that mine is it's a pre-build. I didn't build my own, so I have the list here. I'm going to straight up start off with the case. The case is a NeoCube from Fantech, and it's the cheaper version of the Lian Li. And it's the exact same case. It's just not. It's
It
not the
looks
Lian Li
just like
case.
it, though. It's pretty sick.
Yeah, yeah. And I think that I went with that one because it looks the same, and I was able to save some money on that and put more onto the parts. And so and don't get me wrong, I cheaped out on some parts because I knew I was going to upgrade them because I already had them in hand. Like I went with the Intel i3 because I knew I had an i7 in stock. And so that saved me some money so I can spend on the in the other parts. Like I'm going to read it off here. It's an MSI Z490 Gaming Plus. It's not the Wi-Fi one. It's the only thing that I regret not spending a little bit more money on. But I know that I can switch it out if I decide to upgrade that. So that's not going to be a problem. It doesn't have Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, but it's something that I was thinking because I'm going to use the Ethernet cable onto it. So I just bought a cheap Wi-Fi converter from Amazon just to get it going, and so I can do this, which works out as not as good, but it works. And then I have a Deep Cool AIO. It's a 240 millimeter. So for those that don't know what that is big enough for 2 fans. And then I have dual SSD. I have a 128 gigabyte, and then I have a 500 gigabyte. But I also have hard drives on it. I have a 3 terabyte and a 4 terabyte, and I actually have a 14 terabyte that's going into it that Justin had an extra one and he didn't have use for, so he donated it.
I actually had 2 of them. I've got one of them sitting in a dock right now, and that's pretty much where everything that I use for our content pretty much goes into. So everything for literally it's labeled Nerd Archive storage, and that's like everything for the content that we create goes into that, and that's pretty much
what my 3 terabyte is. It's the everything for the channel.
Yeah. And honestly, I would say do this. I would do that for your 14 terabyte, and because I did I wanted to put that one into my tower, but unfortunately, because I'm using the 2 NVMe SSDs on the motherboard, the SATA ports on the motherboard actually don't work. So that was an unfortunate sacrifice, but it is what it is. Remy, I guess, has something.
I have a question I want to ask you guys about the Wi-Fi converter. Were they good for?
Well, the Wi-Fi. Well, it's not really a converter. It's an
antenna
adapter,
basically that plugs into USB.
So, right.
To make your computer actually use Wi-Fi internet, because it didn't have the ability to do it before.
So the purpose is like for is it for speeding up the Wi-Fi, or is it just keeping?
No,
it's to be able to connect.
Yeah, so
it
like
to the
his
Wi-Fi.
PC was not able to. It didn't have the ability to connect to Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
and that made it.
Yeah,
available.
most motherboards that you'll find don't come with Wi-Fi as a part of that hardware set. So if you're wanting to do Wi-Fi, then you would have to buy like an external like USB Wi-Fi antenna in order to make that
Some
happen.
people don't want to have Wi-Fi because they want to use just the Ethernet cables.
Oh yeah.
Well, it is more reliable.
It's way faster. I mean, Wi-Fi standards now, like the newest Wi-Fi AX standard, has actually gotten pretty well up there to kind of I don't want to say rival like Ethernet speeds, but you know, it's definitely there. It's definitely up there, but nothing yet. You're not going to get better than those hardwired connections. It just won't happen. But my motherboard has it, but I don't use it like that. The reason I have it all like hooked up because it hooks up through the motherboard itself, and then it's like an antenna that I basically just have magnetically attached to the back of the case. But I just use that for because it's also got Bluetooth.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so that's just but most won't, like most manufacturers won't have that on their on the hardware because that's just an extra cost added onto it. So
and what they'll do is most manufacturers like the MSI, you have the Z490 Edge, and then you have the gaming, and then you have the Z490 plus Wi-Fi. So most of them have two different models, one with Wi-Fi, one without, and at the end of the day, they all have the exact same specs. It's just one is Wi-Fi and the other one isn't. So I went, like I said, without the Wi-Fi because my ultimate goal is to be able to connect the Ethernet cable to it. But right now it's over there. So, which my plan was before I decided to do an L-shaped desk, so my wife can have her own setup, was to be on that other side of the room, and that was my plan. That's why I got it that way. But moving on from the motherboard,
because
do you have any other questions, Remy, about the motherboard?
You know, some things I can use for, you know, just for my Macintosh. I can, you know, make it like find a way to boost it to make it go faster, and so the programs will come on quicker, and I can just edit a little bit faster while the program's going. So, you know, I'm just asking those questions.
Right. Well, I remember you said that your Mac is 2013
MacBook Pro. Yeah.
Okay, so like for instance, the iPad Pro that I have, I bought it in 2020. It came with a Wi-Fi 6.
Yeah, I see.
You guys, see me? Okay. It came with the Wi-Fi 6, which is the latest version of the of Wi-Fi adapters on
pretty much the new AX standard.
Right. So yours probably doesn't have that. That's probably why it's slower than normal. But it's because it's a hardware issue. Not issue, but it's an older version. It's not something that you can.
So I read that wrong. It's a 2012 MacBook Pro. It has a 2.5 dual core Intel processor, 16 gigabyte HD Intel HD graphics, and that's pretty much it. So
yeah, pretty standard for the Macs. That's the one thing with Macs. I love Apple products, but then you have to basically buy a new computer if you want to upgrade them. It's not as easy, which is why a lot of people.
And that's what we're looking into. Like my wife and I, we're probably going to go to. Yeah, she's cooking spaghetti right now. We're actually in the process of looking into getting a new computer soon. So we're gonna go to Best Buy tomorrow, or maybe go to a couple pawn shops and see what the deals are, because they're doing like amazing deals at these pawn shops here in my area, and I'm like, damn, I gotta see if there's any deals on these laptops, you know, and go check.
One good option is Amazon renewed programs. They are computers or any product that was sent back for some reason. They'll make sure that it works fine and to standard, and then they will resell it. But they won't sell something that doesn't work, because they also have
they did sell me something broken, like reuse. But you know, you can return it. You get money back.
But were you able to send it back?
Right, because it was broken.
Yeah, that's funny. But you have the return policy, and pretty much they won't ask questions. So, you want to return it? Okay, return it. But if you go on Amazon, there's a filter for renewed products.
They guarantee it. Like they guarantee that stuff usually, and if there's something, if something is wrong with it, then they will they stand behind that, and they will make it right.
So is it on the app, or can I just or should I go online?
Yes. So let's say on the search bar you put laptop, and under the filters you can click on renewed, and you can find anything on that list that is renewed, and it'll only show you renewed products too. So and it'll be in parentheses also.
That's awesome.
So that's a good option too, instead of going to a pawn shop, because you might have a 24-hour return policy on a pawn shop, and it will be good for 2 days.
Yeah.
And you're screwed. And a lot of these pawn shops, they'll give you stored
pretty
credit.
Much. I mean, and that's the thing though. I understand, the benefits of the secondhand market to an extent, but in my opinion, when you're going for like major electronics like a computer, in my opinion, the pawn shop is probably the last place you want to go.
Wow, you're right. Like, I'm already looking at laptops right now. Some of these are like from $150 to $200, and I'm like, damn, these are some good prices for these laptops right now. It's not bad.
Going back real quick to my PC, I do have a Corsair 80 plus gold 750 watts, and it works perfect for what I have, and even when I upgraded to the 3080, it was good for it too. So I'm glad that I was able to get that one instead of the 650. But also, a lot of RGBs, it makes your PC go faster.
Makes it go zoom.
More is better.
Zoom.
Yep. So, Yadi, I want to know what you have in your baby monster.
I have. So my case for my setup, I got inspiration from Linus Tech. I was building my PC at the time where GPUs were not available anywhere, so I had to get a motherboard that had the ability to actually that have graphics. So I didn't need a GPU to actually turn it on. But my case is a Fantex Eclipse 500A. I mainly got it because it has a lot of mesh in the front, so it's really good for air cooling. The airflow in it, it's pretty good. And my motherboard is a ROG Strix Z590A Intel i7. What is it? Oh my god, 11,700K. I got 2 RAMs, 16 gigabytes each. They are the Basilisk from Crucial. Is it Crucial? Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Basilisk.
Yeah.
Ballistic. There you go. Ballistic.
Oh yeah.
And they're DDR4. Yeah. Then let's see. My GPU. I went through a few, but I ended up with the 3080 Ti Founders Edition. My AI cooling, I went with the NCXT Z73 Kraken, which has the 3 fans. My power supply is Asus RG Strix 850 watts gold modular. It is white because my whole computer is white except the GPU, but it looks good. Fans. So all the fans are, besides the AIO, all the other fans are Fantech. Just the same brand as the case. I only have 4, and then plus the AIO fan, so 7 plus the GPU. It stays pretty cool in there, even though I have it on my desk. It's not the coolest they are up here. That's pretty much it for the PC.
I forgot to talk about the RAM. I have 4 8 gigabyte RAM sticks. Yeah, it's one thing that I'm going to upgrade because when I'm editing, I'm doing a bunch of stuff at the same time, and the software pulls a lot.
You got
so it just it's not as smooth, but it does the job. It doesn't take me any longer, really. It's just me personally. It looks like it's not as smooth.
Yeah. So
Better.
but you got 32 gigs, right? I gotcha. Yeah, because I'm kind of running into that as well a little bit, because I say when you're doing like video editing, 32 is like about baseline of what you want when you're doing projects like that. I'm actually probably going to wind up upgrading at some point and doubling that so that I don't have to worry about that, because I've actually had, and it's fucked up, because even with like the 32 gigs that I have now, I've actually had programs like shut down on me, like completely close out, and I'm just like, fuck, because then I wind up losing a lot of the work that I was doing. And so I'm thinking, it's probably running out of it's probably pushing the limits on the RAM. And so I'm definitely
you can get the softwares to just look how much you're using at the same time, so you can compare it. Maybe it's not that, but at least that one thing that you can check while you're using the softwares and rule things out. You can also compare to do a dual channel, because I do dual channel instead of using them for one, because my AIO cooler doesn't allow me to use that fourth or that first RAM channel. So I went with the two. I mean, if I move it, I could use it, but I don't want to.
Right. So the good thing is, I was looking at my motherboard and it supports up to 128, which I'm not saying I'm going to for 128, but at least I have the option.
Yeah, most of the new ones allow it.
It seems about right.
Who knows? I might just do that. That
They're
way
really
I can
expensive, though.
No doubt.
Yeah, I saw that. It was
damn, that's
four
a lot.
pack. It's like 400, almost
mine
500
was
bucks.
Mine was like almost 300, and at the time it was just 2.
But at the same time, I think that that's something that I'm going to be upgrading. Right now, the next thing that I'm going to upgrade is the camera. Going with the DSLR, like I said in the last episode, because I'm going to be able to use it for different stuff, not just streaming or recording this. So that way I can record videos for YouTube the way I wanted to and things like that.
One thing that you might want to consider is setting it up in the right angle every time if you take it out.
I mean,
you
could always do both. Not right off the bat, obviously, but
like get the StreamCam Logitech. And DSLR.
That's what I was thinking, because honestly, and like I said, not right away, but like if you're gonna get the DSLR first, and then when you're able to, like a little ways down the road, just get the webcam like the ones that we have, and that way you don't have to worry about setting it up right and fine tuning it every time you put it back on your setup after you're taking it out to film other content. That way you just have that camera that you can use as a backup for your other content, while you have this one that you just set up once and then you're all set.
Very true.
Well, my mentality is, because I'll have it obviously prompted up on a stand. So once it goes up, it'll be on the same angle every time. But with this to a point, but even with this one, I have to go onto the NVIDIA software and fine tune it before I start streaming, because every single time that I attach it goes back to the default settings. So, and I have to play with the white balance and things like that anyways. If not, I'm going to look red as hell, and just fine tuning it makes it, because this camera does not look like this out of the box. This is lighting and fine tuning the settings every single time. At least now I because I do it every single time I turn on the computer, I know the settings that I need. So it takes some seconds to do. Kitty. Oh, kitty cat.
Came out. I feel so honored.
Justin's like, wait, your cat is black. Why is that one? We're cat sitting for my in-laws. So, but he's stuck in that room because my cat's an asshole. And you know this, he doesn't get along with other animals.
Spoil.
The only animal she gets along with is Lola, but
we love each other. We cuddle sometimes. It's great.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. It's an honor.
Yeah, no. He makes me sneeze, but I love him to death.
Literally,
but
he's gonna kill you.
He doesn't get along with other animals. Yeah, literally. Literally. Do you guys have anything else?
I just took in a lot of information about tech tonight, so I'm set. I am set to build my very own PC.
We'll send you a website where you can actually.
All right. So,
and
look That's a slippery slope. That's a slippery slope. That's what happened to me. I'll send you a website. Here we are.
Oh yeah.
Talk to me.
This is pretty much what I use for like when I'm basically right now. I'm just using it as like a dash cam for when I'm riding back and forth to work on the motorcycle. But I also have like the light mods and media mods for this. Like it basically has like a directional mic and stuff like that, so I can use this for other content if I want. These don't have the best battery life in the world, but you know it's an amazing camera. I think it's 4K 60. I can shoot in at the very most. I think I can do a higher resolution than that, but the frame rate wouldn't be nearly as good. And then I can do like 1080 at I think either up to 120 or a 240 FPS if I need to. I'll have to look at the settings and stuff like that. But it's a good thing I think to invest in, but also at the same time expensive unless you can catch a deal on it. Because I managed to catch a fairly decent deal on GoPro's website where it was like $200 off, and it came with like an SD card, which I don't even use because it's too small. And I think like a year of their GoPro subscription, so I can like store all the footage that I record if I need to on their cloud service, among other things. I haven't really dug into what GoPro's software on the PC and the phone and that does just yet, but I'm gonna start doing more, I think, with the GoPro as well, and that also affords an opportunity. So if we're doing content like all in the same space, you've got you got your DSLR, I can have this going, and we have different angles, or like maybe even like behind the scenes footage and stuff like that. So ideas.
Right. Really quick, and let's just try to keep it short because we're over an hour now. But we in the last tech episode we talked about which GoPro? One is that one?
It's the Hero 10.
Your GoPro? Yeah. Okay. So I was watching a video on because I was doing my research on DSLRs and things like that, and obviously through the rabbit hole, I came across a video, and it was last year that came out, that video, and it said that we talked about how only after a certain model is when you can use it as a stream cam through their software. But one thing that we didn't touch on was the cam link from Elgato. The person that was talking about it, he said the same thing, that only so many of them are supported by the software. But if you get a cam link, you can go down a little bit lower in a little bit older ones. So, I mean, granted, he did say, well, you can get a cam link for what do they go for? $100?
Yeah, for the single one, but I think at some point we would probably want to get depending on where we're doing this, we could get, say, because they have the Camlink Pro, which is like a 4 port HDMI where you can hook up like so many different cameras and things like that, and you can use it for more than that as well. I wish we had more time to touch on that, but I'll let you get back to that.
And that could be a different episode for sure. But so the reason I brought it up is not obviously for us because we have ideas of what we want to do, but
down the road,
the viewers and listeners, that way they have an idea of what they can do if they already have one that is an older version. All they have and they don't have the money to buy a brand new one or a newer model, they can always use the GoPro with the cam link and then just spend $100 on a cam link and use it because they're still good cameras anyway. So but that was it. I just wanted to talk about that because I
forgot my storage.
Watching that yesterday.
Just real quick. I got I got two types of storage. I got 2 terabyte NVMe. What's that? Crucial as well. Crucial P5, and then I have a 4 terabyte hard drive just for videos and photos and just audio. That's it.
Nice. All right. If you guys don't have anything else, we are going to get the hell out of here. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. This was the Nerd Archive podcast, and with us was Remy from the Roundtable. Remy's Roundtable. Can you tell us what you're going to be doing this week?
We're just going to talk about the theme parks. That's all we're going to talk about. We're just going to talk about the theme parks. We're going to have some fun. We got a couple of news segments we're going to talk about, and we have one that's going to be called Nerd Out with Lewis, and this one is based on what kind of nerdy thing that people can check out in Orlando or at the theme parks.
That's going to be an awesome. I have a couple of ideas, so I can't wait to talk about them. But with that being said, Justin, you have anything going on this week other than working like a slave?
Oh, jeez, I wish. Like I'm praying like mad. I'm not the religious type, but yeah, no. I'm waiting for the time to come up when I can actually get back on and start streaming and that again. But it's a pain in the ass. But yeah. I'm gonna surprise everybody. So when it comes, you're not gonna know when it comes. But
I already know Justin. So when he comes back, his whole stream is gonna look different. He's gonna update everything. I already know it. That's the type of guy he is, and we love him for it. Yadi, you are streaming this week, pretty much every night, correct?
Yeah. I'm gonna start streaming now on YouTube, so we'll give it a try to that. You can find me as Jad the Reaper. So let's see what happens.
Lola, you are going to be in this podcast.
Okay. I'm going to be in this podcast and on Instagram, looking and TikTok.
Yeah,
looking at videos.
And
not
start building that
just
PC.
Looking.
So all of our social medias can be down in the episode description. I'm going to be streaming this week. I am going to be doing some Warzone and some Jedi Fallen Order. I started streaming that this week. Unfortunately, I didn't start from the beginning. I already started a campaign on that, but I want you guys. I mean, I already finished the game once, but I went up a tier in difficulty, so that's all the way up. I went all the way up. It's challenging, but at the same time, I already know what I have to do, so it kind of balances out. So, and on Twitch, you can find me under Tier Factory TV. That is my personal channel, and just join in, say hi, and tell me what you're doing. I want to talk to you, wherever you are. I know you're an amazing person. So let's get the hell out of here. You were listening to the Nerd Archive podcast. And this again was Lewis, Justin, Lola, Yadi, and Remy.